Netflix has billed Squid Game Season 3 as the series' conclusion, but can we really take that at face value? TV history shows that even the most finished shows often find a way back, and given how Season 3 wraps up, it's hard not to imagine the possibility of future Squid Game contests. So what's the real story? Has Squid Game truly ended? Would Netflix really retire its most-watched series for good? Could a fourth season be on the horizon? I'm sad to be the one delivering this message, but I'm here to tell you something most of you are probably not prepared to hear, but we need to start accepting it. Squid Game has reached its conclusion and will not be renewed with a season 4. Honestly, I think this is for the best, and I'm sure many of you would agree that it might have been better if Squid Game had remained a single season show. To give you a quick overview of why seasons 2 and 3 felt so rushed, and why the writers chose the easiest resolutions for characters like Daeho or the baby. Hwang Dong-hyuk wrote the script for Squid Game over the course of about 10 years. He first came up with the concept around 2008, but struggled to find funding and support until Netflix eventually picked it up in 2019. Meanwhile, Hwang Dong-hyuk dedicated approximately 6 months to writing the scripts for seasons 2 and 3. It's no wonder the last 2 seasons lacked the substance that made season 1 so compelling. Ironically, a show created to mock capitalism and consumerism transformed into exactly what it sought to expose. But unfortunately, Netflix is a business, and this outcome was almost inevitable. This is why so many people believe that Netflix would not let this cash cow go easily and would maximize every inch of this franchise. But I'm here to tell you that Squid Game is finished, and that's for the best. I would truly hate to see it turned into a melodrama, with a plot like Ga Young returning to Korea to investigate her father's death and the meaning of the green tracksuit. While doing her research, she meets Sae-byok's brother, who is on a similar quest, and both end up in the games, continuing what Gi-hoon tried and failed to do. Stop the games once and for all. Please don't do that, Netflix. Please. Don't butcher this series anymore. Based on official statements from creator Hwang Dong-hyuk and Netflix, it is clear that Squid Game Season 4 will not be produced. Here's what the streaming service officially shared after the release of Season 3. In the Squid Game Season 3 finale, the competition's host, frontman Lee Byung-hun, enacts evacuation protocols. As the pink guards flee the control room and eventually the island itself, the words "Game Over" begin to flash on the command center's many screens. The same sentiment applies to Squid Game itself. Season 3, Episode 6 is the planned series finale. Squid Game will not return for Season 4. Series creator Hwang Dong-hyuk confirmed this decision with a letter to fans last July. In the note, he announced that Season 3 would be Squid Game's final season, and that the series finale would air in 2025. I am thrilled to see the seed that was planted in creating a new Squid Game grow and bear fruit through the end of this story, he wrote at the time. As viewers devour Squid Game's last 6 episodes, they're enjoying Hwang's carefully prepared conclusion. The director tells Tudum that he created Squid Game's goodbye season to give fans the resounding closure they deserve. Initially, Hwang didn't plan for the thriller's protagonist, Gi-hoon, to die in Season 3. But as I began to write and develop the storylines for Seasons 2 and 3, I realized I needed a resolution that would bring both the game and Gi-hoon's journey to a close, he explains. I needed to wrap up Gi-hoon's journey and convey a message to the audience. The message I wanted to communicate was that if we solely pursue our immediate self-interest, refuse to self-restrain, sacrifice, or bear any costs, and don't put our heads together, we have no future. Looking back, he's proud of what he built. This is enough proof that Netflix would not continue Squid Game, despite it being their most profitable show ever. So why do so many fans believe we might see another season? Well, the first reason is simple: denial. Fans are searching for every bit of hope they can find, even if it's just an illusion. The second reason is the vague ending of Squid Game. The last scene with the recruiter left room for speculation and the potential continuation of the series. But endings like this are very common in the industry. Even Season 1 had a similar type of ending. In Squid Game's case, this ending is not proof of a new season. Rather, it conveys the core message the show wanted to transmit. Evil exists in every part of the world, and the only way to truly stop the games is to dismantle the system that created them. It's exactly what the frontman said. The games will never change if the world doesn't. But just as Gi-hoon stood out in the Korean Games, there are likely standouts in other countries, such as the US, people willing to fight the system and challenge the evil of the world, even if this fight is endless and seemingly futile. Hwang himself reiterated that he didn't include Blanchett or the concept of an American recruiter as a backdoor pilot for a spin-off. Instead, he explained, "Because this story started with me wanting to tackle issues about limitless competition and the systems created under late capitalism. I wanted to leave it on a note highlighting the fact that even if one system falls, it's not easy to dismantle the whole structure. It will always repeat itself. That's why I wanted to end it with an American recruiter. I wrote that scene to create an impactful ending for the show, not to open doors for anything else." The final reason some fans speculate about a season 4 are rumors claiming that David Fincher has been attached as director, and that filming is scheduled to start in winter. Fincher does have an exclusive multi-year deal with Netflix that was recently extended for 3 additional years, but there's nothing official regarding a Squid Game continuation. At the moment, Fincher is busy filming The Adventures of Cliff Booth, which is expected to wrap in December, leading some to speculate that season 4 filming could start then. As I said, these are just rumors, and neither Netflix nor Fincher have confirmed anything about a new Squid Game season. But even if the rumors turn out to be true, this wouldn't be a Squid Game continuation. It would be a spin-off, a new story separate from the original saga. As I mentioned in another video, Squid Game USA has the potential to be just as compelling as the original series. The United States is far more culturally diverse than Korea, which opens the door to exploring a wider range of social issues, like student debt, healthcare, racial injustice, and the prison industrial complex. A US version could also take a hard look at the myth of the American dream, the idea that anyone can succeed if they just work hard enough, and expose how broken that promise really is for millions of people. We'd also get a brand new set of childhood games that feel nostalgic to American viewers, but with deadly twists. And most importantly, we'd see how the Squid Game concept plays out in a completely different social and cultural environment. Netflix has left a small gate open for multiple spin-offs if they really want to expand the Squid Game universe without completely ruining the original show. Aside from the US version, they could make 2 additional projects, one about Inho and another exploring the first edition of the games, the ones held in 1998. Personally, I'm most excited about a spin-off focusing on Inho. Maybe this is why Netflix created so much mystery around his character and didn't offer a clear answer, to prepare us for a spin-off. After all, we still don't know much about the frontman. Why did he give up on humanity and join the games as the frontman? Why didn't he respond to his brother, despite him being the only person to show affection and leave him alive? What did he do in those 6 months after the time skip? Is he still the frontman of the games? Or did he give up on the job after witnessing Gi-hoon's sacrifice? Are the Korean Games truly finished, and is that why he's now in the US, to take on the frontman role there? As you can see, there are so many questions that fans desperately need answers for. And what better way to explore all of that than with a movie based on his life? Regarding the timeline, I'm sure it will take some time before we see more official content from Netflix about Squid Game. Fans need time to digest everything they've watched, adjust to the story, and grow the demand. If I had to guess, the earliest we could expect to see something official would be around December 2028, maybe early 2029. At best, we might get some official confirmation about the series within the next year. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you actually want Squid Game Season 4 to happen, or should the series be left as it is? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.